Let's be honest, if focusing were easy, you wouldn't be watching this video. You'd be calmly finishing your work. Your phone would be silent, your brain would be cooperating, and unicorns would be real. Instead, you sit down to do one simple task, and suddenly your brain goes, "Hey, quick question. Remember that mildly embarrassing thing you did 3 years ago?" And just like that, focus is gone. So today we're not doing the usual drink water, touch grass, wake up at 5 a.m. routine. Today we're going to talk about why you actually can't focus. And more importantly, what to do about it without turning your life into a productivity cult. Let me guess. You sit down with good intentions. Laptop open, coffee nearby. This is the moment. And then you remember you should probably check one thing first, which turns into 5 things, which turns into an hour of research that somehow ends on a vlog about skydiving or a stranger's morning workout routine. And the worst part, you were busy the whole time. So later, when nothing gets done, you don't feel relaxed. You feel guilty. That's not distraction. That's attention leakage. Here's the first uncomfortable truth. Your inability to focus is not a personal failure. It's not because you're lazy, or undisciplined, or morally inferior to people who own planners. Your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do, which is scan for threats, novelty, and anything more interesting than the thing you're supposed to be doing. Your ancestors didn't need deep focus. They needed to notice rustling bushes and not die. So when your phone lights up, your brain goes, new information, or possible danger, or dopamine. Same reaction, different century. Focus didn't disappear, it just got outmatched. Here's the real problem no one tells you. You're not distracted, you're overstimulated. Your brain is drowning in inputs. Notifications, tabs, thoughts, background noise. That one song stuck in your head against your will. Focus requires clarity, but your environment is basically a casino designed to steal your attention. So when you try to concentrate, your brain isn't thinking, let's do this task. It's thinking, which of these 47 stimuli should I monitor so we don't miss something important? Spoiler, it chooses all of them. That's not a focus problem. That's an attention overload problem. This is why focusing feels harder at home than at work sometimes. At work, there's structure, expectations, mild fear of consequences. At home, your brain sees a buffet, laundry, cleaning, that notification you ignored earlier, the sudden urge to reorganize a drawer you haven't opened since 2017. Your brain isn't rebelling. It's overwhelmed by options. Too many choices kills focus faster than laziness ever could. At some point, someone probably told you, you just need more discipline, which is adorable. Trying harder to focus is like yelling at a computer to run faster. Focus is not powered by willpower. It's powered by constraints. Your brain focuses best when it knows what matters, what doesn't, and what can safely be ignored. Right now, everything feels equally urgent, which means nothing gets your full attention. Your brain isn't refusing to focus, it's refusing to choose. Okay, so here's the mental model that will change everything. Imagine your attention like a budget. You wake up every day with a limited number of attention dollars, and you're spending them whether you realize it or not. Every notification costs you money. Every open tab costs you money. Every unresolved worry? That one is expensive. So by the time you sit down to do something important, your attention account is already overdrawn. And then you blame yourself, which feels unfair, because it is. Focus isn't about finding more attention. It's about spending less of it on nonsense. Think about how often your attention gets spent on things you didn't consciously choose. Checking your phone without remembering why. Opening a new tab just to feel productive. replaying conversations that already happened and cannot be edited retroactively. All of that costs attention. And then we expect our brains to magically concentrate on something meaningful, with whatever scraps are left. That's like trying to cook a full meal after spending your grocery money on snacks. No judgment. It's just math. Before you can focus better, you have to remove friction from your environment. Not forever, just long enough to think clearly. That means reduce background input, put your phone in another room, close unnecessary tabs. Not because you lack self-control, but because your brain responds to what's visible. If it's there, your brain will try to process it. Silence is not boring. Silence is mental breathing room. Here's another lie we were told. Just start. Starting is not the hard part. Finishing is. Your brain resists focus when it doesn't know where the task ends. So instead of saying, I need to work on this project, say, I'm finishing this one tiny piece. Define the finish line so clearly it's impossible to miss. Focus improves when your brain sees a clear exit. Ambiguity drains attention. Clarity restores it. This is especially brutal with creative work. Writing, designing, planning anything that doesn't have a clear endpoint. Your brain keeps asking, how long is this going to take? What if this becomes a whole thing? What if I do it wrong? So it avoids focus entirely. When you shrink the task, you shrink the resistance. You're not lowering standards. You're lowering the barrier to entry. You're not a robot. You do not have infinite focus at all hours of the day. Some parts of the day, your brain is sharp. Some parts it's more decorative than anything else. Instead of forcing focus during low energy hours, assign those hours to low focus tasks. Save deep thinking for when your brain actually wants to cooperate. This isn't laziness, it's strategy. And strategy beats discipline every time. Distraction isn't the enemy. Unmanaged attention is. Your brain will always look for relief, stimulation, and safety. Your job isn't to suppress that. Your job is to guide it. Give your attention somewhere intentional to go. Because if you don't choose what to focus on, your environment will choose for you, and it will not choose wisely. So if you can't focus, remember this. And this happens to matter more than we'd like to admit. A large part of our lack of focus is actually avoidance. Not because you're lazy, but because the task is emotionally uncomfortable. Maybe it's boring. Maybe it's scary. Maybe it reminds you of a time you failed. So your brain distracts you to protect you. Once you see that, the solution isn't forcing focus. It's reducing the emotional weight of the task until your brain feels safe enough to stay. Nothing is wrong with you. Your brain isn't broken. And you don't need to become a productivity monk. You just need fewer inputs, clearer goals, and better boundaries. Focus isn't something you force. It's something you make space for. And once you do, your brain finally shuts up long enough to help you. And with that said, if you want more mental models that actually work and fewer motivational speeches that don't, you know where to find me. I'm Nora with Cleverly Unbroken. Thanks for watching.